Hey, look, my hand shaking.
She was perfect. She was
with this
innocent. It was all his fault. She was a victim of a barbaric, verbally abusive man. I mean, it's what all the women go through, right?
So you know what? Fantastic. So the fact you're being facetious about that, and I was honestly true that he was unkind and he was verbally nasty. He was.
No, that's why I wasn't being facetious.
Don't sit there and say that. No, you're trying now. This one I'm getting serious, and I've been serious.
No, I'm being serious.
Don't do that. Talking about that's what they all say. She was.
Before you get serious, listen.
And you see everything is a game. It's not a game. If you can't, no. You sat there and said, "Yeah, she's a victim. I never said I was a victim. Not once did I say that. Not once I call him a barbarian. Not once. But you want to sit there and throw those words out there and then sit there and say, like all the rest of them say. If you're gonna talk about Asia, I'll use my own freaking real name. Talk about Asia and what happened with her. Ask some questions if you don't understand or if you really want to know something. But don't sit there and group me and lump me into this facetious. I'm not gonna cuss.
Yo. First off.
Also, like we gotta acknowledge that there's some women that are getting their head knocked between the washing machine. Like
that wasn't hard. That's not hard. That's not who we talking about. Nor did he say that.
But
you're a victim.
So would you rather be? Would you hold on? So this I guess is a facetious asshole, but real question. Would you rather be cussed out or stomped out?
Stomped out.
So the stomped out wounds heal quicker than the words do.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! What is this poetic bullshit? You got the right hat on for this poetic bullshit.
It's true.
We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to do this when you say that stupid shit.
Then get verbally annihilated.
That's somebody could say something so hurtful that it carries
fuck out of here, man.
You understand? So again, ladies. So
silent. You talking in, man.
Hopefully, I'm going to say this. So hopefully, none of you ladies have been victims of domestic violence or actual physical violence, right?
That's how I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, great. So what? So if you have been,
no, you are now.
If you have been, if you had, well, I mean, everybody has an asshole, but I'm not one. But anyway, so what I'm saying is this, right?
If we're gonna be real on this panel and really talk, do not, and I'm being fantastic, whatever the hell your real name is, do not play. Like, don't sit there and say great.
Play with what?
Yeah, we all got assholes. Like, don't do that. If we're gonna talk,
well, you called me an asshole
because you are being an asshole. I sat there and said I wasn't part of domestic violence. You said, okay, great. That's an asshole.
I didn't say okay, great.
Yes, you did say okay, great.
It's dismissing her like
so listen. So when she said you were in the middle of talking, she said I was a victim of domestic violence. Immediately you said okay, great. Is that what you meant?
I can see why.
I was already in the process of saying that. So whatever, right? So
whatever, nigga,
and then whatever.
Yeah.
I can see
whatever now.
I'm threatening your ass too, nigga. I'm out of here. Me and the fucking kids.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, right? So no, that's not the case. So for one, you turn this into you and your feelings and you hurt or whatever. When I was literally telling you, and I was trying to tell you the first time before you gave your first soliloquy in your sermon that I wasn't being an asshole about the whole verbally abusive shit. You took it the way you took it, and you and your feelings.
Your delivery.
My delivery is just this. I'm not here to placate to your feelings. I'm telling you, well, you are. That's what you're telling me to do.
Hey, let me set the baseline, right? So if you're saying how nasty your ex-husband was, right, and it caused you to err, right? Fantastic, and then say, based on you basically blaming him for the fallout, that you're the victim, which would be qualified by everything you've shared in terms of how your treatment was. And then he says he's a barbarian in hyperbole, but that is aligned with you saying how poorly and how harshly he spoke. That's when you jumped in to take exception with what he's saying, but he's speaking in hyperbole, but it aligns with what you shared. It's not that deep. He don't know enough to call somebody a barbarian or you a victim, but based on what you shared, it makes sense based on the sentiment.
Hyperbolic than when we're talking about people's.
Well, he can. It's okay to be hyperbolic. That's how he. Hold on, Miss Van. That's how he heard it, right? That's often what happens. But now, what does he mean by that is the point that you should be addressing. So, Mr. Fantastic, what did you mean by those two things? Because I'm gonna tell you, when she was talking, what I heard was this right here.
What is high? What is nerd? What is what is?
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I was
saying that.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking like that. I wasn't spitting politics.
I betrayed myself.
I did. Now, once I call myself a victim. Now,
what the fuck they doing TikTok? Where's Sherelle at?
Snap my fingers. I didn't do
I
didn't
Come on, man.
like it.
I didn't do any of that.
Lord,
I said what I said. I said what
okay, well, let Mr. Fantastic now respond to what he meant by the word barbarian and victim. What was he trying to say? That's what you can properly retort. Now remember, go ahead.
Yeah, so again, this is why I was being quiet, because people getting their feelings over shit, even though they, that's why I asked if you want to disclose it for a reason, right? That's I purposely preface. You left that part out, okay? That's why I asked you on purpose. And the things that you
I didn't give details of what he did. I just said
exactly, you're proving my point. So what you were comfortable in sharing, you shared. Okay.
Right. So he was unkind. You took it type about the barbarian.
I hadn't said shit. The whole time you was talking. So now
talk. You said now. Let me just baseline it one more time. There's no reason to respond to this. You explained, right? Your tone changed, how you delivered it changed, about how harsh he was with his verbiage. Okay, you were very clear on how harsh it was without giving us details.
Correct.
Right. So Mr. Fantastic likened that to barbaric. Okay, he has a right to do so based on how you described it. Now let him give you his explanation so you can properly retort. Go ahead, Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, so you was dealing with the cussing nigga, right? Or the disrespectful, verbally disrespectful and abusive nigga, right? So on and so forth. And now we got to the point of what I really wanted to do, to where you would say verbal abuse is worse than physical abuse. And that's where all the men shook our heads and was like, you wild and y'all crazy. No matter how much, and you're correct, right? Some things being said, wounds may never heal or whatever the fuck, right? That bullshit, right? All the the shit people say. But I promise you, if that man has no hold back, no whatever, and he treats you like a nigga in the street, you might die. Okay? There's not a word that anybody can motherfucking say in this world that will physically kill you. Okay? So this is what we're saying again as to how women assess things, right? And make them the most worst things in the fucking situation because feelings. That was my ultimate point, right? So I'm not saying that what he was saying to you wasn't fucked up and he wasn't being, as you say, verbally abusive, but that's subjective, right? It's like some people saying, and again, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but hey, some people don't get cussed at all. Some people you can cuss at them all fucking day and they don't give a fuck, they don't care, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, if he was verbally abusive, that's fucked up, so on and so forth. But you still haven't. You said it was unprovoked. I asked you that. You said you never did anything. So this nigga walking the door, bitch, yo, ugly ass, and it's just like, okay. So now we got to go back. How did you end up picking this horrible person from jump? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't just get that way. You said y'all were together 5 years before. So if this man was just way 5 years before, right? And then you end up marrying him and he continues the behavior, well, then you do something wrong, like what Strata said, and you married a man that was clearly verbally abusive.
Love, don't feed the animals. Don't feed the animals.
What is that not to feed? I mean, I
don't
think
feed the animals.
He's done.
When you go to the zoo, you feed the animals, they just start acting all wild and crazy. Don't not feed the animals.
All right, so he's done. Don't feed the animals.
He's done here.
Love, what do you have to say?
Let's hear what Callie has.
Hold on, Slim. Go ahead, love. Do you want to retort, or are you not going to feed the quote unquote animal?
Lincoln's last question was what made me pick him. That's right. That was your
But
question.
no, what made you marry him? If you knew this was behavior, what made you marry him? You'd already picked him because you're in a relationship, but you further relationship.
His sentiment. Go ahead.
Those behaviors were not evident in the beginning. They were not. Number one. And part of the relationship was when we got together, I was one way because again, I catered to him, and he had anger issues that I did not see before, and because they weren't triggered or provoked until I decided to change, is when they came about. I never used the word verbally abusive, but his mouth being reckless came as a result of trying to control. That was a way if he tried to control the situation.
Okay. So now when you started this,
real quick, thank you for sharing, right. But also it's the same thing that made him pick a woman that wasn't going to support his YouTube dreams. Why'd you support this bitch if she was never gonna? Why'd you marry her if she was never? If you felt that you were going to marry a woman that was never going to support all of your dreams and hopes and aspirations? Why didn't you see that ahead of time before you bought this woman a ring? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
If you didn't know that a woman was going to support you to the end of time, why would you marry her?
Let me know you know the question. You know the question? Okay. So the false equivalency of what you're doing here is, again, my YouTube came up 10 years later in the thing.
It was all about supporting you regardless of whatever you did. It didn't matter what it was.
You don't cut me off while I'm talking. Let me answer. So she literally showed me support in any and everything through the hardest of times. Remember the two twins I told you about? She went through with that with me. She supported me through fucking us almost losing and everything because a bitch purposely tried to take the money she could take and fuck my family up. So she showed me that she had the fucking dedication. She showed me that she was gonna support through whatever the fuck, right? Now when the YouTube shit came up, hold on. What? No. Like you said, people change, right? And when people got other people in their ear, to fucking see doubt and other bullshit, right? So let's not frame that this way. Now, what she did was she dealt with a nigga, right? And she claimed
change. Like you just said people change.
She claims
once she got common sense, she was like, yo, I'm out.
Yeah. She was a lot older. Her and him were a lot older. Her and him both were a lot older.
Your girl was too young?
Hold on. Her and him were a lot older, and the time frame was a lot shorter.
So what do with anything? The point is, what's the point?
Slow it down. So Mr. Fantastic, here's the problem, right? It's going to conflict no matter how you try to frame it, right? Because either you ignored red flags, right? Or she changed, she was too young to understand all of it. They're gonna have a retort that is gonna have merit,
They won't.
Well, but based on what the angles, what I can see the angles, it's going to, right? Because do you agree that people change, or did you ignore red flags? Either way, you're gonna be implicated, even if it's more slight here, more overt there. You know what I'm saying? Because you should have been able to see something, you know what I mean, or admit the fact that people can change, and that gives merit to love's situation. Right, because your initial response to her is, why didn't you call that out before you married him? But your wife changed on you, which would then give her argument merit, unless you ignored red flags, which would be more towards Strada's point. That's why he's responsible.
So it wasn't a red flag situation because, like I said, the period of time is way longer than either one of their situations, right? So we're comparing 5 years. What? So now time don't matter.
There's no timeline on change.
Hold on. So now time don't matter.
No, it doesn't. People change.
People can change tomorrow.
You can have a conversation. You can have a realistic conversation.
No, you can't.
So here's let me Love and Slim. Let me baseline it, right, Mr. Fantastic. What you're presenting is the opportunity for change is obviously increased with time, but when people change, is not time centric. People can change from one negative interaction, right, over the course of 30 days. If me and Strada becoming friends and he do some shit, boom, I'm gonna say, oh, this not the nigga I thought he was, right? So either he changed or my opinion of him changed. That can happen in 30 days or it can happen over 10 years. It's more opportunities to happen over 10 years. To your point.
So you literally just
well, no, I'm saying that, but it's not silo. It's not silo to just time though. But
well, no, it is.
Duration matters though.
That's exactly. So duration is time. So that's exactly what I'm saying. So comparing a 1-year marriage to a 10-year marriage is asinine. No one would do that.
I think it is. I don't think it's asinine. I think
it is, but
the fact that your wife changed, and I'm telling you that my ex-husband changed. I mean, change is change.
Yeah. But this is what.
So you asked me a question. I'm telling you, he changed. He said I changed, and he definitely did not show those behaviors to me, because you're right. I was older. You're absolutely right. I was absolutely older. So I wouldn't have chosen a man
older and
who might have ignored red flags, that he was anger. He had anger management issues. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
So he definitely hit it. And so when different variables change, you have to let me talk. When different variables were introduced, that's when his anger management popped out.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. Fantastic. And I'm just saying, this is what I would say to that, Ms. Fantastic. That's not true, right?
I know it's not.
Her behavior is a catalyst in negativity that ensued as the relationship progressed in the marriage.
Well, behavior or not, my thing is this: for 3 years, a motherfucker with anger management issues were not able to hide them. Okay, a regular schmegular motherfucker, not a psychiatrist, not a fucking mental health professional, a regular person is not able to fucking handle anger management issues that are so severe. Hold on, that are so severe that you say
you have an anger management issue. So how you exhibit yours that you sit there and you overtalk people? That's anger management issue. You can't control.
No, I was talking. You started talking. I was talking. No. Every time I talk, y'all talk when I talk.
You were clear. Well, Asia, let him get the Asia. You're clear that you disagree with that sentiment. We understand. You disagree with that statement he made. Okay, so she disagrees there, Mr. Fantastic. Go ahead.
Well, she can disagree all day. Let me. Sure. So HAMP
I'm just pointing out that she does disagree at that point. Go ahead.
Let me say this. So HAMP specifically said something about me not saying shit the whole time you talk and whoever talk. I didn't say shit while you were talking at all. I wasn't even talking. I was paying attention. I was listening. I was listening to everything you said. Right. I can multitask. Right. So the thing was, I was being quiet and listening to everything you fucking said. Right. Now, to this point, you can disagree. You can tell me this shit all day. Okay. Regular people are not that good of fucking actors, pretenders, fucking none of that shit. Okay. Usually, for the most part, most people hiding shit, major flaws, super anger management shit, they can hold that shit off for like a year and a half strong. Right. You say you with this man for a total of 5 years. You're in a 3-year relationship with this man. Okay. I imagine you guys got to the point of whatever both of y'all got comfortable. Right, for whatever reason, I don't know, so on and so forth. You get to the point where,
come on, get to it. Honestly, I'm being
married. You get married, and from what you said, immediately upon marriage or soon after, right? This nigga starts in with the Celie from Color Purple treatment.
You're being hyperbolic again, and if you want to have a real conversation, do not be hyperbolic.
I'm being hyperbolic because you said he was being.
Don't have a real conversation. Don't be hyperbolic.
Okay, not real. Okay, so he was being extremely verbally abusive. How about that?
You said as soon as we got married, day one. That wasn't true either. And it wasn't.
I didn't say day one. I said soon thereafter. That's why. I changed it soon thereafter.
You changed it. Okay. Thank you for
changing. Okay, so soon thereafter. I'm not gonna say day one, but it was soon. Is that correct?
No.
So no.
Yes, very soon thereafter, because they were married for 2.5 years.
2 years. Thank you.
So yes, that would be
after, but it wasn't.
That would be well. But here's the thing: most people would consider that an acute timeline. right? So let's go with what the general populace would agree that 2 years is an acute timeline for somebody to rear a behavior, right? That's just fair.
Especially some of you saying that egregious, and that goes back to my first point of why time matters. Okay, the more compressed shit is, that tells you a whole lot more than something that happens over a longer period of time. That's the reason why we give more credence to they've been married 30 years. My God.
It's there, Mr. Fat. Finish your point. It's there. Right. It's there. We understand that's a tight timeline. 2 years is a tight timeline.
So at the end of the day, you're fucking shirking all responsibility in your discretion, and you seeing red flags in any of these things. Like I said before, according to what you said in your explanation, you were just a hopeless victim of a barbaric, verbally abusive ass nigga by your explanation. That's all it was. You did nothing wrong. That's what you said. And your change was because of his verbal abusiveness. So once he realized and recognized that he was being verbally abusive, you had checked out. Remember you said I wasn't listening? I was listening, right? So you said you checked out and you had no desire and no interest in going back and fixing shit when he actually came to you to fix it and admitting his issues and problems.
Okay, you done now? Finally. So the change occurred when I decided to really do what I wanted to do. And one of those things was my career. And so it wasn't necessarily that the change wasn't me shutting down initially. The change was me doing great at my job and them promoting me, right? And so I wasn't as hyper focused. And so that was a change. Again, it feels like the thing is, I never said I was a victim. I never said anything like that. I know where I could have done better at, but it seemed like you tried to just hone in the fact or really hone on the fact that I was blaming it all on him. And it's two people in a marriage. So it wasn't just his fault. I definitely have some culpability in that. I do have lessons learned in how I would conduct myself and how the type of wife that I would be, and definitely talk about my boundaries in the beginning in any relationship to ensure that we're aligned. Sean, you can stop doing that. You can actually stop doing that.
Fast forward the tape, like you told him.
I'm good. I'm done talking actually at this point. I did tell you what I did wrong. I said it a couple times already.
What was it?
This turned something else I didn't want to turn into. So
finish with the what you did incorrect though, right? Just so they can hear it without unadulterated.
So what I did incorrect is that I shut down and didn't make room for communication because I shut down.
Okay. All right. And so one
more thing, let me add on to that. I didn't explain the changes that were going on. And so he took it as a negative towards him. And I should have been more communicative about the changes that were happening because it has nothing to do with him, had to do with literally me. But because someone starts changing, they don't communicate what the changes are or what the genesis of them, what them is, then they could take it personally.
Okay. Now that's a different. So you're saying changes that were independent of him affect the relationship, and you didn't say why.
And I did not communicate.
Okay, that's I want to let. All right, now talk your shit, cause that's the first time tonight that you put it on yourself independently of anything happening. That's the key. That's what we trying to hear, because you said those words before, but the context wasn't. I'm dealing with shit, career changes, going through shit that negatively affected the relationship, and I didn't communicate what I was going through. That's substantive about what you could independently affect and change that can help that relationship. That's the part that people can grab onto. Pause.
Okay.
Know what I'm saying? Not to render his implications moot, but the question is, what did we do wrong? Know what I'm saying? We start talking about them niggas, then they would get blasted, obviously. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the question, essentially.
Well, the question was too, like, what would he say about you? I'm like, the fact that I changed.
Well, the question was, how'd you fuck this up? Remember, that was the question.
Right. And I didn't communicate. And I did say communication a long time ago. Did I break it down? No, the way I just did just now, no. But I did say communication was an issue.
Yo, you got an opportunity right here just to say, yo, you right.
Right. And I did say you, and I did.
But I'm saying, my nigga, communicate with me, nigga.
I did, and I said you right. I did.
All right, well then all that context don't matter.
You want a hard pat on the back. You got one. You
want no pat? I don't need no pat.
Plus, nigga.
I don't need
She's
no pat.
still evolving, and she said that at the beginning of the pod.
Stop co-signing.
She said that at the beginning of the pod. She's still evolving.
It's true. I said
I'm not evolving because she still don't communicate well.
She's working on herself.
Me and her would fight. Me and her would argue every day because of how she communicates.
I communicate better.
We would argue every day. She's sarcastic, condescending. We would argue.
He said you and Sean will argue every day because of how you communicate.
You are. Oh yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't even want. There's nothing like you are very condescending, right? And so the good thing about you is that you don't hide your stuff. You are out. You are an asshole. You wear it on your forehead, right? And so you're condescending and you let it be known. So I actually appreciate that about you.
Thank you.
Because I know we'll be nothing but good Judies. Like I'll be punching the big old belly when I see you. That's it. And give you a hug and dap you up. And that's all we could do. Because we would. You.
Is it
I might verbally abuse you, or maybe even physically abuse you. I don't know.
Okay.
I
will push you down.
Oh,